What's up, guys? It is Sunday morning. What do y'all think about that intro? I thought it was pretty dope. One of my buddies bought a new camera and he came over and just took some shots of some stuff the other night and threw that together, and I think it turned out pretty good. Let me know what you think in the comments. Show him some support. Nugs Photography LLC. I have spent most of the weekend doing work stuff, estimates and stuff like that, and getting slaughtered ass drunk. I also spent part of the day yesterday standing in front of that thing all day. Well, not all day, but about half the day. The amount of time it takes to machine a part is ungodly. If you are a machinist and you don't use CNC stuff and you do that shit for a living, you're a badass. I'm getting to where I goddamn near don't have the patience for it. But I'll show you what we machined here in a little bit. If you want to support the channel, check out the website. It's www.megaspool.myshopify.com. Anyway, the link's in the description. You can pick up a hoodie or some stickers. Thanks to Dallas. He's a local guy here that has a black Civic. I didn't know this until I was talking to my other buddy the other day, but I guess it's a turbo black Civic. I haven't seen it, but it sounds pretty cool. Maybe he'll bring it by one day. We can get some video of it. But thanks, Dallas, for the shirt orders and the stickers and stuff like that. Thanks all the guys from work for ordering stickers. Let's dive into these things. Hopefully this is the last video on these things. I hope. I'm ready to move on and do cooler stuff. So let's get started. Alrighty, so the problem I was having here is once I started welding on this main body right here, the heat kind of started to warp it a little bit, and that was about the point that I figured out this material is too thin to leave it the way it was. There's not any support back here, and I thought about coming in and welding the gusset in, but I think this is the best solution. I got all pissed off once I figured it out, and I was like, man, I'm going to have to start over and build another set. You know, just start from scratch again, which I don't have fucking time to do. But I figured that's what I was going to have to do. And I had a buddy who came over here the other night, and he gave me some inspiration, you know, just basically said, you know, don't give up on them. So this is what I came up with. This is a piece of 5-inch OD pipe. Is probably a little over a quarter of an inch thick, and what I did was I put it on the lathe and I turned the collar down on it, where the outermost part is the same OD as the tube that's here, and the inner part will press right into the tube that's there, and then you got probably 3/4 of an inch here that'll stick in and support all these brackets, the lower control arm bracket, and then like the camber section of it. Everywhere where I ran a gusset all the way back, it'll support. And a lot of these, like this, you know, the whole main body up here, it runs from this main support up here, which it's pretty thick. It's over 1/8 of an inch thick. So they hit right there and they run all the way back. So that's, you know, essentially one big gusset in itself. Obviously the tube's not going to bow where all this is welded to. So once this gets pressed in, it will support everything. From back there, and even the turn down section of this is still probably 3/16 of an inch thick. I already pressed this one in, and I mean it seems like it's going to work perfect. I plan on coming through here and welding this seam all the way around, and then I'll pull the wheel bearing out and probably just put a couple little welds on the inside just to keep it there. But that's where I'm at with it. It saved this set of arms because, like I said, I was just about ready to give up on them. On the later, if I make another batch, I probably won't do this, or if I do it, it won't be to this magnitude, it won't be near as thick. I'll just use thicker tube here, which I found some today, of course, after the fact. But that's where I'm at with it. Now I need to, like I said, weld them up and then get started on the brake caliper brackets. I gotta press the inside hubs into the bearings, because like I said, I'm not gonna use these, I'm gonna use inside hubs. These are the CRX ones I turned down. There's more about that in previous videos if you want to go back and see about that stuff. But that's where I'm at with it. So we get cruising on making caliper brackets and stuff. Alright, so this is what my caliper bracket's going to look like. I'll probably round the edges a little bit, and then I might come in here, depending on where I put it on the tube, I might cut a part of it off so I can weld it to another part of the trailing arm. I don't know if you can tell, but this is how I laid it out. It's all scribed onto the table. I just drew a center line, picked just a point of reference for the center of the tube. Came out, I know I got a 5-inch OD tube, so I came out 2.5 inches and then, scribed a circle. I knew from that point where I wanted the caliper to sit, I'm just pretty much on the tube, as close to the tube as I could get it. So I came in here and put a square mark to the center line. And using that as the edge of the caliper, I figured everything else out, where my bolt holes needed to be. I just pulled all the measurements off of the caliper. And then, like I said, that's what I came up with right there. I hope you can see that. I need to get a better camera. Well, I ordered a better camera. I can't zoom in and focus with the GoPro. So, but you got the idea. Now we gotta transfer this onto our material and then cut that all out and get them held into place and welded up. Alright, so this is what we came up with for our bracket. This side is angled a little bit because it's going to sit up here kind of against this arm, just a smidge. So the most important thing here is getting this gap centered on the rotor. And what I found, I used my little caliper and I found center here, and I found center on the rotor, which is probably going now. There it is right there. I got it scribed onto there. And what I figured out is I can take, this thing is about the perfect thickness to where I can place it on there just like that. Get the damn thing where it should be. And I can, probably can't see this, but it's just about perfectly centered. So I can clamp this here and then I'll be able to weld my, my bracket down right there. I might add some supports for the bracket later, I'm not sure. I really don't think it needs it. Because all the force is going to be perpendicular to it, or parallel to it, not perpendicular. So I don't see where adding perpendicular supports would help, but I'm sure it never hurts. But we'll get into that later. So I'm going to try to get these tacked up and figure out where we're going to go from there. Alrighty, so I got one welded. I don't have time to do the other one, I don't think. But this is the bracket. It turned out pretty good, I think. I was afraid that when I welded it, because I could only get to this side and weld it when I had it clamped down. So I was afraid that putting all the heat on this side of it, it was gonna shrink and pull it over this way, but I don't know if you can tell, it's pretty spot on in there. I did have one issue. My roller I used to clamp it down, it was a little too thick, and I didn't notice it because I didn't assemble the whole thing with the pads in there. But I had to put these washers in there to get it spaced right. I'm either going to tack those on there, or I'm going to come in here and grind this pin down just a smidge, whatever that thickness is. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet. It's not like these things are ever going to have a whole lot of stress on them. They're just staging brakes. I mean, I don't know. I might use a staging brake to slow down at the end of the run, but I'm never, like I said, it's not going to be daily driven. These aren't even going to be on the pedal. They're only going to be on the staging brake. So. But I'm pretty pumped with how it turned out. It doesn't really catch in any spot. It's kind of continuous all the way around, so I'm pretty pumped. I was afraid that I was going to get something out of whack or something was going to warp when I was welding this. I know this is kind of a critical part, but it worked out pretty well. So that being said, I got to get in and edit this video. It's late. It's super late for me to be in the garage. But I'm going to try to weld up the other one this week after work. That way I'm not jacking with it next weekend. We can start on a new project next weekend. Like I said, I got a new camera on the way. It'll be here tomorrow. So you won't have to deal with shaky video anymore. I got a gimbal too. So that'll be next week. And give Nug some love for the intro. He did a pretty good job. He made the beat, he shot the video, he did everything. So hats off to him. He did a really good job. I think he's gonna try to do some other stuff, maybe an outro and stuff too. So if you want to support the channel, check out www.megaspool.myshopify.com. Pick up a shirt or a hoodie or a sticker. I got some beer koozies on the way too. Those probably won't be in for a couple weeks, but that's happening. If you like what I'm doing here, subscribe, comment. If you don't like what I'm doing, tell me I'm a jackass and I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I think it's pretty evident that I don't know what I'm doing, but I appreciate y'all being here with me this week. We'll see you next weekend.